Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Easy English Talk Show. I'm Linda, and I'm really happy to have you with us today. On this show, we help you learn English through natural conversations about real life topics. And as always, I'm here with my co host, Alex.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alex. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you spending your time here to practice English with us. We hope today's conversation will be helpful and easy to follow.
Before we start, if you enjoy learning English through conversations like this, please remember to like this episode and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us continue creating content for English learners around the world.
And today's topic is something we all deal with in daily life.
Yes, today we're talking about controlling emotions. In our everyday lives, emotions can affect how we speak, how we act, and how we connect with other people. Learning how to understand and manage emotions can help us communicate better and feel calmer.
That's very true. Emotions can change quickly, especially in stressful situations.
Exactly. So, speaking of emotions, Alex, how are you feeling today?
Honestly, I'm feeling a mix of things today. I've been a little stressed recently because of work deadlines, but at the same time, I feel calmer than before. I think I'm learning how to slow down a bit. I'm also a little tired, but overall, I'm okay.
That sounds very real. I think many people feel the same way. Our emotions can change so quickly during the day.
Exactly. In the morning, I felt motivated and focused, but later, when something didn't go as planned, I started to feel frustrated. I noticed that my mood changed because of one small problem.
I completely understand that. Just yesterday, I had a small situation that really tested my emotions. Someone spoke to me in a rude way, and my first reaction was anger. I wanted to respond immediately.
That's a difficult moment.
Yes, it was. But instead of reacting right away, I paused for a second and took a deep breath. I reminded myself to stay calm. I didn't want a small problem to ruin my whole day.
That's a great example of controlling emotions. It's not easy, especially when the situation feels unfair.
True. Sometimes we get angry over very small things, like slow internet, traffic, or even a message that sounds wrong. Our emotions can rise quickly without us noticing.
I've noticed that too. Some days I feel calm in the morning, stressed in the afternoon, and relaxed again in the evening. It's like emotions are always moving.
Exactly. And if we don't pay attention, those emotions can control our actions and words.
That's why learning to understand and manage emotions is so important.
Yes, emotions affect our day more than we think, and that's why controlling them is important. Before we move into the main conversation, let's clearly talk about what today's topic means. When we say control emotions, we mean understanding our feelings and managing how we react to them. It's not about hiding emotions or pretending everything is fine. It's about noticing how we feel and choosing a better response.
That's right. When we learn to control our emotions, it helps us communicate better, reduce stress, and protect our relationships. Instead of reacting with anger or frustration, we can respond in a calmer and clearer way.
This topic is especially useful for English learners. Being able to talk about emotions helps you explain how you feel and why you feel that way. It also helps you respond politely when situations are difficult.
In this episode, you will learn common emotion vocabulary, such as words for anger, sadness, and worry. You will also learn simple ways to talk when you feel upset, disappointed, or stressed.
We'll also practice how to express emotions in a more positive and respectful way, so your English sounds natural and calm.
So now, let's start by talking about how we handle our emotions.
Alex, let me ask you something to start our main conversation. Do you think it's easy to control emotions?
Honestly, no, I don't think it's easy at all. Emotions are natural and they can appear very quickly. But I do believe that controlling emotions is something we can practice and improve over time. An emotion is a feeling we experience, like anger, happiness, sadness, or fear.
That's a good point.
To control emotions doesn't mean we stop feeling them. It means we manage how we respond. A reaction is what we do or say right after something happens. Our first reaction is often emotional, and that's where problems can start.
I agree with that. I remember a time when I lost control of my emotions at work. Someone criticized my idea, and I reacted immediately. I spoke too quickly and said things I later regretted. At that moment, I didn't stop to think. I just reacted.
That happens to many people.
Yes, and afterward, I felt embarrassed and stressed. That experience taught me that my reaction was more harmful than the situation itself. If I had paused for a few seconds, the outcome could have been very different.
That's a powerful lesson. It shows that emotions themselves are not the problem. The problem is when we react without thinking.
Exactly. Learning to pause, breathe, and think before reacting can change everything. It's not easy, but it's possible.
And that's why it's so important to talk about real situations where emotions become difficult to control.
Yes. So now, let's look at some common situations where people struggle with their emotions and talk about how they handle them. Alex, let's start with a very common emotion. What do you do when you feel angry?
When I feel angry, my first goal is to stop myself from reacting too quickly. Angry means feeling strong displeasure or frustration. In the past, I used to speak immediately when I felt angry, and that often made the situation worse. Now, I try to calm down first. To calm down means to make yourself feel more relaxed and less emotional. I usually stop what I'm doing and take a short pause.
That pause can make a big difference.
Yes, and I also try to take a breath. To take a breath means to breathe slowly and deeply. Just a few deep breaths help my body relax and give my mind time to think. Once I feel calmer, I decide what I really want to say.
That's a very healthy habit. Anger can rise quickly, but it can also pass if we give it a little time. Now, let's talk about stress. How do you deal with stress?
Most of my stress comes from work. When I have many tasks and deadlines, I feel a lot of pressure. Stress is the feeling of being worried or tense. Pressure is the feeling that something important must be done quickly or perfectly. When I feel stressed, I remind myself to slow down. I try to focus on one task at a time instead of everything at once.
That's important. Multitasking can increase stress.
Exactly. I also try to relax in small ways. To relax means to rest your body and mind. Sometimes I take a short walk, stretch, or listen to music for a few minutes.
I do something similar. When I feel stressed, I take a short break, even if it's just 5 minutes. I step away from my screen, drink some water, and breathe deeply. These small breaks help me reset.
Yes, short breaks can really reduce stress.
Let's talk about more quiet emotions now. How do you handle sadness or disappointment?
When I feel sad or disappointed, I try not to hide those feelings. Sad means feeling unhappy or down. Disappointed means feeling upset because something didn't happen as you hoped. I think it's important to express feelings. To express feelings means to talk about how you feel instead of keeping everything inside. I usually talk to someone I trust, like a close friend or family member.
That's very healthy. Talking can really help.
Yes, even saying, "I'm not okay today," can make a difference. It helps me feel supported and less alone.
I agree. When I keep sadness inside, it becomes heavier. When I share it, it feels easier to handle. Finally, let's talk about communication. Why is controlling emotions important in communication?
Controlling emotions helps us show respect. Respect means treating others in a polite and thoughtful way. When emotions are high, it's easy to say things that hurt others. It also helps avoid misunderstanding. A misunderstanding happens when people don't understand each other correctly. Strong emotions can change how messages are heard.
That's very true.
When we control our emotions, we can choose how to respond instead of reacting. To respond means to reply in a calm and thoughtful way. This makes conversations healthier and helps build better relationships.
Exactly. And these skills are useful not only in English, but in life as well.
The more we talk about emotions, the clearer it becomes that controlling emotions can really improve our daily lives. When we understand our feelings and manage our reactions, we feel less stressed and more in control. Life doesn't feel so overwhelming.
I agree. When we learn to control emotions, we can think more clearly and make better decisions. Instead of reacting quickly, we can choose a calmer response. This helps us stay more balanced. Balanced means having a healthy mix of emotions, thoughts, and actions.
One thing that really helps me is learning to notice my emotions before I react. I try to ask myself, what am I feeling right now? This helps me become more mindful. Mindful means being aware of what is happening inside you at the present moment. When I'm mindful, I don't let emotions control my actions so easily.
That's a great habit. For me, controlling emotions is also about choosing my words carefully. Instead of reacting with anger, I pause and think about what I want to say. This helps me be more patient. Patient means being able to wait calmly without getting angry.
Yes, patience makes a big difference, especially in difficult conversations. When someone disagrees with me, I try to stay calm and explain my point instead of raising my voice.
Exactly. Being calm also helps us stay positive. Positive means focusing on good thoughts and solutions instead of problems. Even when situations are challenging, a positive attitude helps us communicate better.
These skills are very useful in real life. For example, when you disagree with someone, you can say, I understand your point, but I see it differently. This sounds calm and respectful.
Or when you feel upset, you can say, I need a moment to calm down before we continue talking. This shows emotional control and maturity.
Exactly. Learning to control emotions doesn't mean ignoring them, it means understanding them and responding in a healthier way.
And now that we've talked about these ideas,
Let's practice a real conversation. Alex, can we talk for a moment? I'm feeling a bit tense right now. I feel upset about this, and I want to explain how I feel.
I can see that, Linda. Thank you for telling me. Let's take a moment and talk calmly so we can understand each other better.
I appreciate that. My first reaction was to speak quickly and express my frustration, but I realized that reacting like that wouldn't help the situation.
That's a good choice. When emotions are strong, it's easy to lose control. Taking a pause helps us manage our emotions instead of letting them manage us.
Exactly. What upset me was the misunderstanding earlier. I felt like my opinion wasn't heard, and that made me frustrated.
I understand your point. Thank you for explaining it calmly. When you share your feelings like this, it's much easier for me to listen and respond respectfully.
I'm glad to hear that. I think learning to express emotions without blaming or shouting makes conversations healthier.
I agree. If we react emotionally, small problems can become big conflicts. But when we slow down, we can find better solutions together.
Yes, and I feel more relaxed now that we've talked calmly.
Me too. This kind of communication helps build trust and understanding.
And for everyone listening, this is how you can control emotions in real-life conversations. Now let's slow down and focus on the key vocabulary from today's episode. These words are very useful when you want to talk about feelings and how you manage them in daily life. We'll explain each word in simple English and give examples you can use right away.
Let's start with the word emotion. An emotion is a feeling you experience, such as happiness, anger, sadness, or fear. Emotions are a natural part of being human.
Examples. I feel a strong emotion when I'm under pressure. Learning to understand your emotions is important. Now, please repeat after us. Emotion.
The next word is angry. Angry means feeling upset or mad because of something that happened.
Examples. I feel angry when people don't listen to me. He was angry at first, but then he calmed down. Repeat with us. Angry.
Now let's look at stress. Stress is the feeling of worry or pressure, often caused by work, deadlines, or difficult situations.
Examples. Too much work can cause stress. I try to manage stress by taking short breaks. Repeat after us. Stress.
The next word is calm. Calm means feeling relaxed and peaceful, not angry or worried.
Examples. Taking a deep breath helps me feel calm. She stayed calm during the difficult conversation. Repeat with us. Calm.
Now let's talk about control. To control means to manage something and not let it take over your actions or words.
Examples. He is learning to control his emotions. It's important to control your voice when you're upset. Repeat. Control.
Our next word is reaction. A reaction is what you do or say right after something happens.
Examples. Her first reaction was anger. I try to pause before my reaction. Repeat after us. Reaction.
And our final word today is express. To express means to show or share your feelings or thoughts, often by speaking.
Examples. It's healthy to express your feelings. He expressed his concerns calmly. Repeat. Express.
Great job! Let's quickly review today's 7 words together. Emotion, angry, stress, calm, control, reaction, express.
Now let's see how you can use these words in real sentences. I feel angry, so I take a breath to calm down. I try to stay calm and control my reaction. It's better to express emotions calmly.
Using these words can help you talk about your feelings clearly and politely. This is very helpful in daily conversations, at work, and in relationships.
Practice these words often. Say them out loud and try to use them when you talk about your day and your emotions.
Now let's move on to a short practice to help you use this vocabulary with confidence.
Now it's time to practice what we've learned about controlling emotions. This part will help you use the vocabulary and ideas in a natural way. Try to speak out loud as you listen. Don't worry about making mistakes. The goal is to practice.
Let's begin with a few model sentences. Please listen carefully and repeat them in your own voice.
Here is the first sentence. When I feel angry, I stop and take a deep breath. Now take a moment and repeat that sentence.
Good job! Here is the second sentence. I try to stay calm and control my reaction. Say it slowly and clearly.
And here is the third sentence. It's important to express my feelings in a calm way. Great! Speaking calmly is just as important as the words you use.
Now let's try a simple sentence where you complete the idea. Listen to this sentence. When I feel stressed, I ... for a few minutes. Think about what you usually do.
For example, you could say, when I feel stressed, I relax for a few minutes. Or, when I feel stressed, I take a short walk.
Here's another one. When I feel angry, my first reaction is to ... You might say pause, breathe, or stay quiet.
Now let's move to a personal question. What do you do when you feel angry or stressed? Try to answer in 1 or 2 simple sentences. You can pause and think before you answer.
Here are some sample answers to help you guide you. When I feel angry, I take a breath and calm down. When I feel stressed, I talk to someone I trust. I try to control my emotions and not react quickly.
Excellent work! Every time you practice like this, you get better at expressing your emotions in English.
Exactly. Keep practicing and you'll feel more confident and calm in real conversations.
Now, let's take a moment to review what we've learned in today's episode. The main goal of this lesson was to help you understand how to control your emotions and talk about them clearly in English. We focused on real-life situations where emotions can become strong and difficult to manage.
That's right. Throughout the conversation, Linda and I shared personal stories about feeling angry, stressed, sad, or frustrated. We talked about moments when emotions almost controlled our reactions and how pausing, breathing, and thinking helped us respond better.
We also discussed why controlling emotions is important for communication. When we stay calm and choose our words carefully, we avoid unnecessary conflicts and misunderstandings. This helps us build stronger and healthier relationships.
Let's quickly review the 7 key vocabulary words from today. Emotion, angry, stress, calm, control, reaction, express.
These words are very useful when you want to talk about your feelings or explain how you react in difficult situations. Using them correctly can make your English sound more natural and confident.
Remember, controlling emotions does not mean ignoring them. It means understanding how you feel and choosing a better response. This skill is helpful not only when speaking English, but also in everyday life.
If you keep practicing, you'll notice that it becomes easier to stay calm and express yourself clearly even in stressful situations.
You did great today. Thank you for learning and practicing with us.
Now let's move on to our question of the day. And now it's time for our question of the day. How do you usually control your emotions? Do you take a deep breath, stay quiet for a moment, go for a short walk, or talk to someone you trust? Try to think about what helps you the most when you feel angry, stressed, or upset.
We'd love to hear your answers, so please share them in the comments below. Writing your thoughts in English is a great way to practice, even if your sentences are short and simple.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. We hope this episode helped you feel more confident about talking and thinking about emotions in English.
If you enjoyed this episode, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our future conversations.
We'll be back soon with another useful and practical topic.
See you next time on the Easy English Talk Show. Bye!